When we developed the Sirius 35 in 2009, we had no idea how successful we would be with this model, being nominated for the European Yacht of the Year, getting the highest points ever awarded from Yachting Monthly, and lots of very, very good critics from all the other magazines. We were encouraged to develop this new and slightly radical line and brought out the Sirius 310 just 8 months later, and we are now on the Sirius 40 DS. After 5 years of development, this is the biggest milestone for Sirius at this very moment. So we are now in a saloon of our Sirius 40 DS, which is like on all other Sirius deck saloon yachts. Here we have the saloon very raised up so that you have a perfect contact, a perfect eye level to the crew who's sitting in the cockpit. The main thing here to understand is if you sit down in a saloon, standing up in a galley, sitting at the interior helm or sitting up in the cockpit, you're always on the same eye level, and around this very eye level we have designed the big windows, the 360 degrees, which makes this such a nice living space in here. So sitting in the saloon here, this is the nicest place to be, of course in the harbour or in anchorage, but also at sea, because if you pop down here and have a book, stay out of the wind, out of the sun or out of the weather which you don't like, you feel very comfortable in here. You don't get seasick because you stay warm, you have the visibility outside, see the horizon, and we don't have these 8 steps down into the boat. It's just easy to walk out through the door, no washboards, and join the crew outside. On the other hand, this is a very, very comfortable place to be if you want to be social. This, for example, is our evening table if you're just on wine and chips. But if you want to dine with 6 or 7 person, you just take the table out and push it together, and then you have a very big and very solid table. Even if it's collapsible, this is a very, very strong hold here. You can lean on it, and that easy. It's single hand movement. You just push it back and have enough space to sit very comfortable here and put your legs over each other. We're here in the galley of the 40, same visibility out here, so even when you're on passage you can prepare some dinner or lunch in here, or just make some dips or prepare things for being in the harbour. The good thing here, you can brace yourself very, very easily all the way through, and you can actually, if you have to walk through the boat on a passage, you have very good handhold here. The galley is equipped on the 40 really with everything you could look for. So we have a 130 litre proper fridge front opening here. We have a 50 litre ice box down here, which could go to -20, but could also chill your wine at 11 degrees or be another fridge. We have a 4-burner cooker down here with a nice oven in here, which includes a grill. We have a microwave, including a grill as well on the other side, and a small nice gadget here. We have the space to have a proper dishwasher in here, which is really good sized. The special thing on the galley is also because of our deck saloon design, we have deep bilges down here, which are perfect use for storage. Have a look down here, we have lots of cradles in there. We have more space for food around here, and that goes on literally all the way. Before we came from Germany, we put 930 kilo of drinks and food and brushes in here. This is very nice, accessible, and very good accessible, so you don't have to get your guests up if you want to go to the next bottle of wine, because it's not on the cushions, but very, very easy to reach to. Working on the galley, you have very short ways, because this is your table where you can put things. Here's another place to put things, and me like cooking very much. I always want to have a bin which is easy accessible, which I can leave open and put things into, which have a decent size, 65 liters here, and there's another one for cleaning tools around there, which holds back. Always something people are stunned about are all the fittings for dishes and the amount of space we have in the drawers. So most of our customers bring us their crockery, and we try to find a way to fit that in. This is all very practical design here. Very short waves. All the things you want to have on the table here are just right here. Pots and pans fitted in here. All self-closing drawers. Even if you jam them closed, they just go like this. These were our sweet sinks, salty sinks in here. And these are the 2 drawers dedicated to the navigation station, already crammed with lots of things in here. So same as for the saloon and the galley, goes for the interior seating position. It's directly at the entrance. When you come down, you have the perfect view, perfect visibility around here, so you could have a good view under the sails from here. You have a sliding hatch out of glass on top of you where you can see the mainsail and even the windex, and you have the possibility to brace yourself here very nicely on the saloon area, have your inside steering here and have your throttle control just on the side here. It is possible to get a wheel if you want to have that, but then the chart table have to face backwards. Here you just adjust the seat to your height or to your wished visibility. If you turn around here, you have a big chart table with a big chart box under here where you can store your charts and have a good view outside here, have all your controls on the side here, and again the possibility to steer the boat on this auto helm control here. This is actually not only control of the auto helm, it is also control of the rudder directly. If you press the power steering button, then you're overrunning the autopilot and have the possibility to steer the boat, steer the rudder directly without the autopilot, making slightly raining, waiting in front of a bridge, lots of turns and swivels around the boat, just sitting in here. So directly at the entrance we have an oilskin locker, which is actually heated directly by the heating, and just in front of that there's another locker also heated by the heating for all your life jackets and your rubber boots. The special room is for sure our workshop or technical room, which gets lots of thumbs up at the boat show. Actually you can't see it, it's hidden down here, but you just have to pull up the seat and push this up, and then you could actually walk down into the men's shed where you can sit on a toolbox, have all your filters around here, all the technique built in here, anything which needs service, a little vise and lots of storage for all the spare parts and all the tools which you might want to have here. Also down here you have the main access to the engine, which comes in as the last step of production. It just goes down here 1.5 weeks before delivery and slides into here. So if you ever have to take it out again, it's just as easy as that. Nice little touch is the toolbox itself. It just stands here, seaworthy, but it is a trolley, it's got wheels and have a handle on it. And if you open it, you find loads of tools in here. Or what you actually need in lots of layers. Very well organized, and if you're not the only one using it, you see exactly what is missing at the end of the day. So for access to the dipstick, it's just here on the starboard side of the entrance, so you don't have to open the workshop or the engine room. You just have a door which leads you into this directly. We are in the aft cabin now, which I thought from looking at the first plans might be in the 6-bed version a bit of a compromise, but it's actually not. We have a nice headboard here where you can actually launch television down there. We made a skylight on top here to get more air and see the stars actually. 2 windows, a big cupboard, lots of storage underneath, and a very good access to the Technic behind. So all over the boat you will find lots of storage, so directly at the entrance, a few emergency things, drawers literally everywhere. So for most customers, being the first time on board of a Sirius, this is the biggest surprise. Coming around here, just under the settee on the Saloon. We're using the space double for a very nice luxurious center cabin, which is actually in the very center of the boat. So it's absolutely square. It's 160 wide to 2 meters long, and it's in a very gravity center of the boat, directly over the keel. You don't have splashing water like in the back. You don't have the chain rattling like in the front. It is the nicest cabin to be actually on the sea. Here is a lee class living under here, which you can raise up. This is the space where actually Alan MacArthur or other circumnavigators would like to sleep, in the very center of the boat. The room design was not only for having a cabin, because we experienced that if you are more than 2 people on board, interest might be different. And if in a saloon is only talked about boats, you can sit down here, have a hideaway, read a book, look out of the window, have lots of light, not feeling claustrophobic, and just close the door and be a bit out of the way for a while. You've got storage here as well, so a very deep drawer down here, a very big locker up here, and as well a nice cupboard. Cupboards on our boats switch the light on itself if you open the door, and the light of course goes out again if you close it again. Standing height in all our boats is very comfortable. On a 40 you have nearly 2 meters in all of the rooms, head height, and a good view out of the windows here. Big hatches everywhere, which have fly gaze and a screen on the other side to blind the light out. We are in the front cabin now, whereas on all our previous and smaller deck saloon yachts, the center cabin is the owner's cabin. This here is the owner's cabin on the 40. You have a very wide big room which goes up all the way to the mast. There are lots of different interior versions. You can choose lots of bed layouts as well. See that in our brochures and our plans on our website. So despite of the big hanging lockers on both sides, you have nice drawers under here, which are very deep and very easy to organize. There's storage under the floor plates, under the seats as well. And a clever thing here, normally if you come into boats, the front bed is very high up, so you actually have to climb in. This is because of regulation. You have to have a special distance to have your emergency exit. Our guys find another clever way to do that. They're just steps living under here, which hook in here to have a nice step up and have the bed nice and easy. And at the same time, if you want to go to the deep storages under here, it holds itself up. We are in the front here in the end-suit hats, which are just dedicated to the front cabin, to the owner's cabin. We have a real ceramic wash bathing here, which is 80 centimeters wide, very easy to clean, and you can wash your hair without setting everything under water. This goes away here as well if you like. Loads of storage down here and up here as well. And the toilet here in this boat actually have a BD function as well. So in the very center of the boat you will find another toilet, another head. If you come in here, you have a very huge shower cabin, which have a door which is closing this way. So that leaves you with 90 to 80 centimeter wide, full standing height shower cabin here. And you could also, if you're on passage or if you find that more comfortable, sit down here and have very easy showering. For having it easy to clean, you find Italian ceramic on the wall and on the floor. Of course, color choice is up to you. This toilet is in the very center of the boat, very near to the keel, and you sit very enclosed in there, so you have good breathing if you're at sea, and it's directly near to the entrance in the very center of gravity center of the boat, so with very little movement. So wherever you lift the floorboard, you have direct access to the outside hull. We don't work with inner liners, so there are no hidden spaces, nothing where water can collect. Behind there are deep storage, cool storage actually. See the keel bolts here, there are 14 of them attaching the keel to the hull with a very strong hold inside, glued in there. All the strong back which you see here is laminated into the hull, and the hull diameter down here is the size of the laminate is about 45 millimeters, massive laminate under the waterline, up to 70 millimeter in the front section. And this is how we like to build boats. We have lots of customers sailing in Sweden and Norway. They hit rocks from time to time that should not harm the boat. in most cases. In the cockpit, everything is about ergonomics. So you have a very good seating position here. The seats are curved in a very nice way, so that even on the seaway, you could brace yourself on the backbone and not knuckling on a flash. You can brace yourself very nicely down here if you're a big person or tall person. If you're a bit shorter, you can brace yourself up here. And you have a very high combing all the way up here and all the way around the cockpit. So sitting like this here, this is a very, very sheltered position behind the roof, where you can just see the sea go by. On the 6-bed version, we have for the headroom in here designed outside a small lounging area where you actually could sit very relaxed and enjoy the sun if you find one. On the 4-bed version, this castell is not there. Will look like on the other side, so we have even a larger cockpit down here. A nice comfortable table here as well. So this is just as it is, because the cockpit is wide enough, so you have space down here, and but you can make it even much bigger. You just fold this up here, and then you can make it this size, or if you want to dine, you can leave it out full size here, and then in the end have a table which is 1.3 meter wide and 1 meter long. So being at the helm, you have a raised position here for a better overview. The roof is only 1.4 meters, so literally everybody can look over here. But here's a clever design on the wheel as well. This wheel gives you a lot of space to go by if you have to do mooring lines, but also it comes over to the side. If you're a smaller person, you can just stand up here and have the wheel position here. But the best thing is if you sit up here, lean comfortably against the guardrail. You have a very nice steering position here and a very good overview. But also, if you sit down here in a bit more nasty weather, you can brace yourself very good here and actually have a very nice view through the windows, because they're just on the same eye level, as you know, and have a nice steering position here. With the small wheel, you also have a good feel, and you don't have to have this big movement like on a big wheel all the time. It just is a small movement necessary here. And if the ferry crossing over to this side, you just go over and sit on the other side and have a look from here. The whole design of this boat is laid out for single-hand sailing, because if there's two of you, one can be just occupied with other things or out of order for a time. So anything is in direct control of the helmsman. You have your main sheet here, the Genoa winches are right side back, all the instruments, everything is operated from the cockpit. Your boat thruster, your electric furling control here, and if you sit over to this side or even forward, you can take the whole plotter housing here and cunt it over to this side, or put it down here, or even if you're sitting in a lunge position, just bring it over there so that you have visibility from wherever you want to the datas you have to have. Thinking about transom, I always hated the idea of having a bathing platform which I have to bring down for going into the harbor. For that reason, we constructed this boat in a way that we already have a transom with a decent bathing ladder, and if you go into the harbor, you just open the door and have an easy way out here without having extending parts to the back. But if you want to have your sea terrace, and if you're on the anchorage or in a harbor and you want to have all this open, you just lock the door this way, and then you have your operation here. On this boat, it's an hydraulic, so you just press the button and the whole thing goes down. Even if this is halfway up, you can stand on this with 3 or 4 persons. It's no problem at all. It's made for that. This is absolutely rock solid to go down here, and you have a very, very huge bathing ladder down here, which goes about 1.5 meter deep into the water. So this is very easy to come up, and you have very good solid grab rails to use your cockpit for bathing or swimming. So on a 6-bed version, you have one very, very big, very huge cockpit locker down here, which takes easily 2 folding bikes, and lots of extra sails, rubber dinghy, onboard engine, lots of big boxes here where you can store things in, hangers for the ropes. All your fenders and all the wet things can go to the front locker. We have a big deck slust at the front where you could store bigger and wetter things as well. As I did not like the idea of having the wet fenders and ropes in the cockpit, whereas I could stain my folding bikes or things which I have in there, you have a big deck storage in here in the front, which easily takes all the 6 fenders, all the ropes. You find hangers here, the controls for the electric winch. This electric winch is a standard one. On this boat, 200 meters of 10 millimeter chain here in the front. Could take more if you really need to. This is all covered under the deck, so if you get your anchor up, you're not getting all the mud on deck. No sheets are catching the winch. It's all nicely and clean down here. Also, you have the gas locker here for 2 big gas bottles over each other, and lots of other space for other bits and pieces you like to store here. If you're standing here raising the anchor, you have very good bracing position, just looking over here and see what you're doing. Thank you for watching the video of our Sirius 40DS. If you like to have more information, just give us a call or send us an email. You find more pictures and lots of more things to explore on our website at www.sirius-werft, that's werft.de. Bye.